Alright, hi YouTube. I don't even know what day it is, like August 8th or something. Um, this is like, I don't even know what try it is for me to do some video logging, but I decided to this time do it on my phone because I was doing it on my webcam before on my Mac, and it seems to be like, have this weird lag in it, and I don't know, I just kind of didn't like the way it looked, or like the way I looked on it. So, but anyways, sorry if I'm like fiddling with my hair. It's kind of a mess right now and I really need to get it cut. And I get these like crazy curls in it after I shower. Anywho, what I'm actually making this movie about is to talk about sort of recovery from an eating disorder, my recovery specifically. I've had my eating disorder since I was 13. I started when I was in 7th grade, so it's kind of on the young side. It seems, from what I've heard, it sounds like eating disorders are being found in younger and younger people every year, so, but, you know, like the first time I was in treatment, I was one of the youngest people at the program I was in, so it was kind of uncomfortable, but it's definitely changed. So I've been struggling for, I guess, 5, 6-ish years now. I just finished my freshman year in college, so, and I've been through a ton of treatment, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's not a lot compared to some people, because I know I have one friend who's been to, like, over 100 residential and inpatient centers, and I've not been to nearly that many, but I feel like I've been through a lot for how old I am, and just like the fact that I'm only 19, so I've basically been struggling with this disease for almost a third of my life. But anyways, so I started treatment like a little less than a year after my eating disorder began, but I really haven't considered myself to be like in recovery until like the past couple years. Like the beginning of my senior year of high school was when, sorry, my computer's doing something, I finally sort of decided that I just was through with treatment, and I haven't been back since then, because before that it was like every 4 or 5 months I would end up somewhere, and I went to residential twice and inpatient, was hospitalized, and I was in intensive outpatient like 4 or 5 times. I actually lost track because it all kind of blurs together after a while. But I'm definitely at a better place now, and going through college, I know my doctor, who I'd been seeing for several years, was pretty concerned about what was going to happen when I went to college. I mean, she didn't act like it, but it sounds like she was, because I remember talking to her afterwards, and she said that she thought I was either going to do really well or like just crash and burn and end up back in treatment. But I actually did really well. Like, and I had some bumps along the way in like a few weeks when I struggled with depression and with anxiety and food and felt weird about my weight. And I did gain like a little bit of weight, which happens with college, but not a lot. Like, and like very, very little. And so, I mean, after realizing that, I think I felt better, because it was like, I showed myself that I could handle it. And I'm actually going back to school pretty soon, and so I'll have to make you guys some videos to show you what my college life is like. I'm going to be living in my sorority, and that should be really interesting, but I think it'll be fun for the most part, and I'm excited to do that. So that's kind of where my life is right now. I don't know what else I should say about my eating disorder exactly. The story of how it all began is really long and complicated. I will say, for me, something that I've struggled with is the fact that I didn't have like a single event that triggered my eating disorder. Like, for some people, their eating disorder sort of stems from a place of like being abused or having someone they love die, and that wasn't the case for me at all. At the same time, I do think for most people it can, or like a lot of people, eating disorders can manifest themselves as a result of like a lot of different factors. So for me, like I wasn't ever abused, and I mean my parents are generally nice people. I mean they definitely have their issues too, but I don't consider them bad people. Or like they never hurt me or did anything super wrong to me. But I did suffer from really bad depression, and I don't even know what age I started, but I was really young, probably 9 or 10, and then when I was 11 it got really severe to the point where I was actually suicidal, and that's when that all started. And then I think that just kind of transformed into an eating disorder, because I wanted help so badly, and I wanted people to see how much I was hurting internally, and for me, it was too hard to say that, and so I think I turned to an eating disorder as a way to communicate what was happening with me. But then, of course, once the eating disorder started, it just kind of took hold of me, and I really haven't gotten out of it since then. I've definitely gotten better, but it's still, I can't lie, it's a daily struggle. And I still see a therapist and dietitian, a psychiatrist, and lots of people to keep me on track, because if I don't, then it's really easy for me to go back to my old behaviors. And I'm definitely as motivated as I've ever been, although it kind of varies day to day, like how motivated I am to recover. But I mean, it's pretty much always, I think, over 50% at this point. So I think that's definitely like headed in the right direction for me, because I'm coming from a place where for a really long time I was at like 0%. Like I do not want to recover. I just want to be thin, and I don't even care if I'm in treatment kind of thing. But I got past that. I feel like right now in my life, skipping ahead to like what's happening in the present moment, it's almost sometimes harder for me to be at home than it is to be at school. I think I have a lot of negative associations with my home, because it's where I grew up with an eating disorder, or at least went through most of my teenage years with one. And so it's just a reminder of that, and it's even easier to fall back into bad patterns because I've had them for so long here. And also my mom, I mean, she sort of dieted off and on my whole life, which I think did contribute to my eating disorder a little bit, though I definitely don't blame her for it, like I really don't. But it is something that can be hard for me to see, like the fact that she, eats diet food all the time and sort of complains about the way she looks and stuff, though I know she's tried really hard to do it less since I've started struggling with an eating disorder, and she has, and I appreciate that. But I mean, she's also struggled for a long time with herself, so I have to understand that it's, hard for her just as it's hard for me to get over that kind of self-esteem issue. But I appreciate that she tries. So anyways, other than that, I just want to say, I've been in treatment for so long, it feels like, and through so many places, but the truth is, people with eating disorders will understand, when you go through treatment, it doesn't cure you. And I hate that, like, shows with celebrities and things show that and sort of make it seem like recovery, or like treatment, just means recovery automatically, and that's not true. Because I still struggle every day, and most of the people I know will say that as much treatment as they've been through, the thoughts are still there, at least to some degree, even if they don't act on them. So I'm running out of space on this video, but that's just a little bit of background about me and my eating disorder. And now I think I'm going to make another one just to talk about what's like my recent struggles. And that's kind of all I have to say for now. And I'm going to try really hard this time to make more movies and stay like updated, and hopefully doing it with my iPhone will work better than it did with my webcam. So that's all for now.